Hi everyone, Christina here. Welcome to another video at my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm going to be playing with and exploring the brand new Altenew metallic watercolor set. This is a set of paints, and let's see, there are 14. There are 14. I had to look at my little swatches here. There are 14 different metallic or pearlescent colors. They're absolutely beautiful. And like a spoiler alert, I really love them. So you can keep watching to see my opinion. But today I'm going to do some lettering. I'm going to do some mail art. And then I'm going to be using this watercolor set in a couple videos later this week as well. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss those videos with this watercolor set. By the way, I just want to give you guys a heads up. I've already started my holiday card series. This is a series of holiday videos, 25 of them, uploaded Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Mountain Time. And those will go all the way until December 20th. So if you love holiday cards or just card inspiration in general, you'll want to tune in to see that entire series. So now I'm going to get into the video and show you guys swatching the Altenew paints as well as doing lots of lettering with them, because that's mostly what I really wanted to see how they perform. And let's get into it. So this is what the metallic watercolor pan set looks like when you first receive it. It comes in a nice box like this. At the time of filming, I had not opened the box yet or looked at anything inside, so this is going to be my very first experience with this watercolor set. So it comes in a sort of a long, skinny tin. There are 14 watercolors inside, and it also comes with this water brush, one of Altenew's water brushes, and here are the 14 colors. So I'm going to go through and add some drops of water into each one of these pans. I believe I put 3 drops of water in each just to make sure that I had a very even representation of pigmentation and how opaque these are across the board. I'm using a watercolor brush and swirling it around inside each pan, and then I'm going to swatch on some black cardstock. I did not try these watercolors on light colored surfaces because I really wanted to see how they behaved on a dark surface like black cardstock. So I went straight to the black cardstock, and you can see how vibrant and opaque and pigmented each one of these colors is. Now, as the name suggests, these colors are metallic. They're not glittery or pearlescent per se. They're much more of a metallic finish. And in comparison to some other colors that I've tried, specifically the Finetec watercolors that I like to use quite a bit, these are much more metallic than glitter or pearlescent. So I wanted to make sure to make that distinction as I tell you guys about these, because the finish of them is a little bit it's a little bit different than the Finetec. The Finetec definitely has more of a sparkle to it, but these are definitely a metallic finish. So they're very aptly named metallic watercolors. I'm now using the water brush that comes in the set, and I'm going to do a little bit of lettering. I'm just going to write out the word rainbow, and I'm going to be switching colors each time I go to a new letter. So I'm trying out a bunch of these. One of the things I really enjoyed about this watercolor set is the color range. There is every rainbow color across the board, including some that I didn't include on this little experiment here. There is more of like an aqua blue shade that's actually very, very beautiful, but I did not use it when I was writing out the word rainbow. There's also 2 different colors of green. There's a very much more true green, and then more of a kind of an icy green. So I'm going to take some black watercolor paper. This is from Stonehenge. This is their black watercolor paper. And I'm going to do a quote here, or just a phrase. And I wanted to show you how well these watercolors perform on black watercolor paper. They work really, really well. I did want to tell you one tip on using them, and I'm so used to doing this with watercolors like this that I didn't even think to mention it earlier. When you're using watercolors like this, it really is beneficial if you put drops of water in each of the pans and just let them sit for just 30 seconds to a minute. Just give it a little bit of time for that water and moisture to absorb into the entire pan of color. These watercolors and those like these tend to be a very kind of like a very hard surface when they're dry. And so you have to let that water really absorb into the color in order to get the very soft, creamy color that you're seeing me use here. So if you have any colors like this, or if you pick up this set from Altenew and you're having trouble getting the colors to be opaque as you see here, try that tip. Try putting some water in the pans and really let it absorb and kind of become really creamy inside the pan before you start working with it. I think it works really well if you allow it to do that. I tend to not have any problem at all when I let the colors kind of sit with the water in them and then kind of swirl my brush around and make it as opaque as possible. I think that's the best way to get absolutely stellar results with this watercolor set. So here is that little phrase here. I'm just going to fix up a few little lines here, put a period at the end. And then I'm going to add some lines around this one 2B line, just so it looks a little bit like it fits. It was looking a little bit crazy there. And now I'm going to take my swatch palette, and I've trimmed it down so it's the perfect size to fit inside this tin. So that was my initial playing with this watercolor set. I made my swatch map, and I also did a quote and wrote out the word rainbow. So now I'm going to do a little bit of mail art, and this section of the video is actually filmed a couple weeks later. And I'm using this poinsettia envelope from Paper Source. It has a very pearlescent finish on it. It's quite beautiful. I'm going to be using this International Global stamp. The recipient of this envelope lives in Canada, so I wanted to make sure I used a Forever Global stamp so that it would cover postage. So I'm going to be using a couple colors from the watercolor set from Altenew. I have this the pearlescent white color, and then I'll be using the green. I've also sped up the video a little bit, and I'm just going to turn on some music and let you guys enjoy the lettering. So that is the finished mailer envelope as well as my quotes. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing this glimpse at this watercolor set. I think it's quite beautiful. I'd highly recommend it. I don't have any complaints when it comes to this watercolor set. I think it performs very, very well for what it is. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a good idea of how these paints work and the colors. I think they're right on par with some of my other pearlescent and metallic watercolor paints that I've tried in the past. On screen, I've got 2 more videos for you to check out. These are going to be videos I've done in the past with metallic lettering. Once again, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys very, very soon. In fact, if you're watching this when I upload it, I'm gonna have a new video for you in an hour. It's gonna be the day 2 of the holiday card series. See you then.